This is NewsBreak26 in Southwest New Brunswick. I'm Vicki Hogarth. Here's what's happening in our part of the world. Charlotte County residents near Canoose Stream are alarmed by the number of dead fish and wildlife that can be seen near the Canoose Dam. Bass, common shiner, perch, and snails are among the freshwater species drying up due to low water levels and possibly other contributing factors. This has resulted in a domino effect food chain exodus of deer and moose that normally inhabit the area. Locals have never seen the water levels so low.
This is the driest I've ever seen it. And I've lived here all my life. So, and this stream right here runs right down by my camp, and there's just a trickle in it. And like there used to be good fishing in it. Not now.
Biologist Rebecca Goreham was on site on Monday collecting water samples to test for temperature and oxygen levels. St. Croix MLA Kathy Bockus contacted the Environment Department, and an inspector has since been on site and a file has been opened in conjunction with DFO as well as the Provincial Department of Natural Resources and Energy Development. A COVID-19 outbreak this week at a nursing home in Moncton, as well as last week at Woodland Pulp in Baileyville, Maine, which employs 7 Southwest New Brunswick residents, have served as important reminders that New Brunswickers must stay vigilant in response to the pandemic. Hundreds of Southwest New Brunswickers cross the international border every week to either work or obtain essential goods, a cause for greater concern given the situation in Baileyville. Now that the busy summer travel months are over, the provincial government is redeploying Atlantic Bubble border officials to monitor Quebec and U.S. borders beginning October 8th. Premier Higgs explained in a press conference on Tuesday that part of the purpose of this redeployment is to ensure that cross-border travel is limited to strictly essential purposes and isn't being abused.
The purpose of having additional resources at the borders, be it the U.S. or Quebec border, was to assess the essential workers that are moving back and forth as part of the daily routine, so that we can maybe, start a spot check on frequent travelers, looking at where they're going in terms of where they're traveling into the U.S., and then where they're going when they come back here, so we can do some testing as they arrive or afterwards, or following up with what their routine is.
Campobello Islanders rely on a bridge to Lubec, Maine to connect to the mainland, an issue that's become increasingly problematic during COVID-19. On Tuesday, MP John Williamson brought a year-round ferry petition signed by over 700 Canadians to Parliament, calling on the federal government to do its part to secure year-round access to Canada for the island.
This petition calls on the federal government to adopt a Team Canada approach and facilitate a permanent solution that allows Campobello residents to access the rest of New Brunswick without having to travel through or in the United States, something that every other Canadian from coast to coast takes for granted every single day.
Williamson is now awaiting a response from Transport Minister Mark Garneau. 2 new art exhibits have opened at Sunbury Shores Arts and Nature Centre in St. Andrews. In the Harbour View Gallery, the Canadian Mental Health Association in Charlotte County is hosting Art in Mind, featuring works created by locals living with mental illnesses in honor of Mental Illness Awareness Week. In the Water Street Gallery, Objets Non Perés celebrates local craftsmanship.
This show is in celebration of the National Craft Year 2020. It was organized by the Canadian Craft Federation. It is a kind of a promotion for crafts artisans, and this show we're featuring 33 New Brunswick artists.
Finally, the St. Stephen Milltown Rotary Club was at the St. Stephen Superstore on Thursday, holding a food drive for Thanksgiving baskets for the local food bank. In the true nature of the holiday, many locals dropped off food and monetary donations for other locals in need in the community.
I've seen lots of gravy, lots of cranberry sauce, more pies.
I think what I get really thrilled with are the people that are digging money out of their pockets and saying, I've had to use the food bank myself, so I want to share. And that always just touches my heart.
That's all the news I have for you. For more stories and online exclusives, follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
A news and public affairs production of CHCO-TV, New Brunswick's only source for independent community television.